Okay. So do you guys want to go over our lesson 2?
Yes.
Prep assignment? Okay.
So did we want to go over everything, or did we just want to see like anyone had any questions, or?
I think we're supposed to go over part 2, the entire part 2, and then we need to plan. I think we're going to have to meet tomorrow rather than Thursday because our lesson 3 stuff is due tomorrow, I think. I can't remember because it's the way that I was looking at it, it looked like it was due. Let me look. Our individual.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was
Thursday.
Their individual prep is due tomorrow for lesson 3.
Right.
And it says our group meeting is due tomorrow because due date 2.
So I think our assignments are due. How did I take care of it actually?
I thought it was due on Thursday.
Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So due date 2 would be Thursday. Due date 1 would be Tuesday, and due date 3 would be Saturday.
I have us down as 4 due dates. I have due date 1 is Tuesday, due date 2 is Wednesday, due date 3 is Thursday, and due date 4 is Saturday.
Oh.
Because like if you click on lesson 3, group meeting, or sorry, that's the group meeting quiz. It says it says due January 18th, but if you click the group meeting, it says due by due date 2, and due date 2 is Wednesday. So but the quiz isn't due until Thursday. So I guess that's where I'm confused. If the due date's on iLearner.
Yeah, maybe we just have to do like the prep by then.
Yeah, I think we opt to do our individual prep by.
Well, our individual is due by our individual prep is due by tomorrow.
Right.
But then it says the group. If you click on the group meeting, it says it's due tomorrow.
If the quiz isn't due, though, I don't know if it would make.
But the group quiz isn't due until the 18th. That's where it's confusing. Do you see what I'm saying? If you guys click on each one, it's totally, because we're supposed to do our group quiz while we are
you're supposed to be able to do it together.
Yeah. So you should take this quiz with your group during your lesson 3 group meeting.
Let's see.
I guess we could email her and ask and just to clarify because because it's so confusing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's due Thursday, our group meeting, but if you just want to double check and then let us know, we can meet earlier if we need to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll email her later when we're finished. I can send her an email and see.
So let's go over our lesson 2 prep. I don't know if we're supposed to go over like every question because there was like an answer key that we all got, or if we just want to go over like questions that we had.
Did anyone have any questions about it?
The only thing that I had to like study more was the difference between like stratified sampling and cluster sampling. Because those ones kind of like sounded similar to me.
Yeah.
But after I looked at, I think stratified sampling is when they take a sample of like each one of the different strata, and in cluster sampling, they only take like a couple of them of the categories. But if you guys have anything else to that.
I have one question, but so I was doing the homework, and on one of the questions, it was just talking about like the population for the study. And so I picked like the number of people that like participated in the survey, but that was wrong. And so I was just like, would it be like it wouldn't be all the registered voters because it's only the people that participate, isn't that?
No, it would be basically the population is what the study actually represents. So if it's representing like everyone in the nation that's 50 or older, then that would be the total population.
Okay, so is that different than the
So you picked the sample of like who they actually chose out of the population.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the population is like the big group that they're sampling, like Richard said.
So that's different than like the subjects?
So I think like the sample is pretty similar to the subjects because it's who they're actually like, who's actually participating in the study.
Yeah, I was just confused on that one because I know like in the subjects are supposed to be just the people involved.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll be right back, guys. I gotta tell my husband goodbye for work really quick, so.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys are just saying that's just because it's not talking about the subjects, it's talking about like the total population?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
For cluster sampling, between cluster sampling and stratified.
Yeah.
Right. What was it? Subjects are in groups according to similarity of some characteristics, and then you specifically take a simple random sample from each group. But then cluster sampling, it seems like you only take you randomly select one of the groups or one or more groups and sample everybody in that group.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I got out of it too. I thought the stratified is like they take the groups and divide it into like 4 different groups, like freshmen, you know, and seniors and sophomores and juniors. But the other one, they just pick one of them. That's what I thought too.
Yep.
Cool. And then I think the only other question I really had was about p-values. So I was just kind of confused on what the p-value is. Is it so? It's the probability that the hypothesis, the null hypothesis, will happen or won't happen.
I like how we're just all quiet when she asks that question. I'm looking back at the lesson so I can.
So I don't think it says anything about the hypothesis. So the hypothesis will be true, but just that the result will be observed. I don't know.
I guess it's like the definition is that it's the probability that a result will be observed as that is as extreme or more extreme than the information observed. As long as the null hypothesis is true.
Okay.
So it's really just the probability that what you already observed is going to observe again, I guess, and then either as extreme as it did or more extreme than it did, if that makes sense.
Sort of. I'm still a little bit confused on it, but
It's kind of a weird one.
yeah.
So when I just Googled it because I couldn't scroll through and find it in the lesson about the p-value. And it says the p-value or calculated probability is the probability of finding the observed or more extreme results when the null hypothesis of a study question is true. The definition of extreme depends on how the hypothesis is being tested. So the p-value, yeah, it's the probability of more extreme results when the null hypothesis. I don't know. Did that make any sense or help when I Googled it to find the definition of p-value?
Yeah, I have a definition of it. I think I just need like an example to actually like put it into like application of what it is. But
I think it's a mathematical way of proving that what you observed in your experiment will actually happen again, and it's a way of saying there's a high probability of it happening again if you did the experiment again without actually doing the experiment.
Okay, that helps.
Does that help? Okay.
Yeah, thanks. Because if it had like a small value, then you would reject it, saying like it's not going to happen again.
Yeah.
All right. Anyone else have any other questions? I think that's all the questions I had.
Yeah, I didn't have any others either.
Okay. Well, then let's take our group quiz together.
Okay.
Okay. So questions 1 and 2, just say that we did our individual prep and that we participated. And then here are the group questions. So it says researchers would like to determine if reviewing material consistently within an hour after class helps students perform better on exams and if students wait to review material the day before the exam. To answer this question, the researchers are trying to determine if an observational study or an experiment would be more appropriate. They are discussing who the population would be and how they will determine which sampling method will best represent the population. Which of the 5 steps of a statistical process are the researchers currently applying?
Designing the study.
Yeah.
Yeah. Researcher has collected the results of a survey where the participants were asked how many hours of TV they watch each day. The researchers tally the frequencies for each category and computes means numbers of hours watched. She then creates a histogram to help illustrate the overall distribution. Which of the 5 steps did the researcher apply?
So that's to describe the data, right? Because she's making like a chart. I'm not sure. That's just my guess.
Either I'm leaning towards that one or collect data. Oh.
She already collected the data.
So describe the data. You're right.
Yep. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Mumbai, India is a quickly growing city of importance in its own country as well as the global economy. A marketing research firm has been asked by a prominent fast food restaurant to help determine if the citizens of Mumbai would support this fast food business. From a list of all registered taxpayers, 3,000 names are randomly selected. Each individual on the list is mailed a brief questionnaire. The researchers received 1,049 responses. The population is the citizens of Mumbai.
Yeah.
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 Okay, number 6. India is a quickly growing city of importance in its own country as well as the global economy. Marketing research has been asked by a prominent fast food restaurant to help determine if the citizens would support this fast food business. For taxpayers, 3,000 names are randomly selected. Each individual on the list is mailed a brief questionnaire. Research received 1,049 responses. The sample is 1,049 people who respond.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Number 7. Studies have shown that retention of classroom materials can drop as low as 58% within 15 minutes of class and within 44% after the first hour of class. This forgetting curve continues so that within 6 days, only 25% is remembered. How can a student conquer this forgetting curve? The researchers in the study claim that a constant review is important. Suppose your teacher wanted to test this and invited you to participate in a study where you were asked to review specific material 15 minutes after class for 2 minutes, an hour after class for 10 minutes, and then again 2 days after class for 10 minutes. Your teacher then gives you a short 10-question quiz where your score out of 10 is recorded. What type of data is your teacher collecting? Quantitative or categorical?
Quantitative.
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys think quantitative?
I think so.
Yeah.
Quantitative is more numbers. Categorical is more if there's a name involved. Is how I remember it.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wasn't sure because it says that your studies have shown that retention in the classroom, so they're checking the students in the classroom, but I guess it's more of the retention rate, which is numbers. So
Yeah.
So I think the
Go
next
ahead.
one's just the same. But-
Yeah. But the next one's categorical because of the yes, no, not sure. So that type of data would
Yeah.
be the categories. And then let's see. Next one's like same.
treatment group, because it basically goes over the same thing, but your teacher also selects a group to give no review to the material over the 6 days.
So what did you say that one was?
Would that be the treatment group? Because
I'm not sure. What's the difference between the treatment group and the control group?
there was something that I cannot remember where it was, where the treatment, whoever is receiving like the special,
I think it'd be treatment. Because the treatment's the factor influencing, such as the placebo or the vaccine.
yeah. So they would be the ones that everybody else is getting, the thing that they're, the one they're either getting or not getting. So everybody else is getting the extra review material over 6 days, except for that particular group.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
So
what the what's the difference between the treatment group and the control group? Like what is the control group?
the control group, if I remember correctly, the control group is a specific, oh shoot, I can't even put it in words.
So it controls any possible lurking variables.
Controls any possible what?
Lurking variables.
Um,
Yeah, I would agree that it would be the control group because they're not receiving a treatment. And
Yeah, that's
so
what I'm.
Yeah.
previously it was the what was it? It was the medicine. They were receiving a medicine or the placebo, but they were still receiving a placebo.
yeah.
And so in their mind, they thought they were receiving a treatment. They didn't know they were not receiving a treatment.
Oh yeah, and these people aren't like receiving anything. So
Yeah, a control group is defined as a group in an experiment or study that does not receive treatment by the researchers and is used as a benchmark. So a control group is the one that's used as a benchmark. So yeah,
Okay. So number 9 is control group then.
yeah.
Okay. And then 10, which of the following would be considered an experimental design? I think it's B.
yeah, that's what I think too. The administrating.
Yeah. Administering vaccination because they have control over that one. They can manipulate it.
Yeah.
Okay. And a study to determine the average wage of working people, which of the following would be the best sample?
Maybe like many randomly selected workers.
I was just about to say the randomly selected workers in each of the several working districts.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay. You want to become the next Jonas Salk and produce a vaccine that will help cure children of RSV. You test the vaccine and compare it to a placebo and randomly choose one group of children to take the vaccine and one group to take the placebo. What or who are the experimental units or subjects?
The children.
The children.
Yes. Okay. What are the treatments?
The vaccine and the placebo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. We're almost there, guys. In
Yeah.
1992, the U.S. government supported a study that was run for 15 years where 4,608 low-income families were given a chance to move to less impoverished areas. They distributed vouchers and provided various support systems. The researchers wanted to determine if getting people out of poor neighborhoods would reduce the poverty level of U.S. citizens. The low-income families were randomly assigned to one of the following 3 groups: the MTO poverty voucher group, the traditional voucher group, or the control group. This study was I would say
experiment.
Yeah.
Because they're moving them out of where they're at and putting them somewhere else. I mean, it is observational, but it's experiment because they're actually not.
Yeah. It's a trick question.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I swear one of our questions in part 2 was very similar, where we had to look.
Yeah. It's an experiment. I think what gives it away is when it says like the control group, if they have control over it, then it means that they could manipulate it.
Yeah. I think it's experiment.
All right.
I think so.
Yeah, experiment. Okay.
And then last one, the match the following. So step 1.
Be design the study.
Which is
Yes.
number 3. So step 2 is collect the data, which is number 1.
2. Okay. Yeah. And then step 3
is number. Let's see. Is number 4. Describe the data.
Okay. And then
Make the inferences, which is 5.
Yes.
And then step 5, obviously, is take action.
Perfect. Good job, guys. Going to submit it.
So on that last one, it was 4. I've got 4, 3, 5, 1, 2, right? Take action was take action.
Yeah, 4, 5, 1, 2.
Yeah, we got 100%. So
Good job. Awesome. So I think we're good, and we'll just wait on hearing if we are meeting tomorrow or Thursday.
okay, so what time would you guys want to meet?
I'm fine. Well, tomorrow I would have to meet later, around 11 probably. But on Thursday I can meet early if we don't want to meet early again.
Yeah, I can't do 11 probably on Wednesday.
Okay.
Okay. We can just text
So
about
if we
it.
do tomorrow, we need to do, what, 7 or 9 again?
Yeah, I'd have to
Probably.
do 7 if I did tomorrow.
If we do tomorrow, you need 7, Brianna?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably.
Okay.
And then if we do Thursday, Richard, are you good?
9 o'clock would be fine on Thursday.
9 o'clock time on Thursday? Okay. she's like, our instructor isn't that far from me. She lives just like probably 20 minutes away, actually. Yeah, I'm in Nampa and she's in Middleton, I guess, which is the first time I've ever had an instructor that close. But I will, I can't remember if she likes text or email better. So I will go back and check, but I'll send her an email because she responded to me really quick before class started. And I'll find out because that's really confusing. Because I think even this week, it showed both things due on the same date, our group meeting and our group quiz. But for this lesson, but for the next lesson, it shows different. So
Okay.
I'll double check and find out. I know there's a lot of groups that have already done both. Like I went into the group where we're supposed to post the link, and there's, if you go into lesson 3, there's a lot of groups that are already done with that too.
Okay. Cool. Well, yeah, just let us know. Thanks for figuring it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a problem. I'll text you guys and let you know, and then we can figure it out.
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
Okay.
All right.
But
Bye, guys.
I'll see you guys later.